Howdy, 8th grade. Today we're going to talk about slope. You can tell slope's a very important thing in math because there's a bunch of different ways to talk about it. The first way is, of course, slope. Other than that, sometimes we will say the rate of change. And if we don't say rate of change, we will say the derivative. Normally we don't start using the word derivative till we're in calculus, but hey, y'all are smart. We're going to say derivative in Algebra 1. So all this is this is a way to say how steep something is. How steep is it? Is the question slope is answering. And if you're wondering how steep something is, you're going to need to know two things. You're going to need to know how high it goes, or how high it rises. And you're going to need to know how far over it goes, or how far it runs. So that's going to be our formula for slope. Slope equals rise over run. A few things about slope. If you do this, and you get a negative number, that means it goes downhill. The slope of an uphill thing then is definitely going to be positive. The slope of a flat thing, how steep is flat? 0 steep. So this is going to be a 0 slope. And actually the weird one is going to be if you have a line that goes straight up and down, we call that an undefined slope. The reason for that is that would make you divide by 0. We can't divide by 0 in math or bad things happen. So we just say it's undefined slope. And just like that, we're good. The way we find slope is always going to be rise over run, like I said here. So I want to show y'all what that looks like. So I've got my graph here, and if I want to find the slope of it, I need to start off by finding 2 points that are on the graph. So I'm going to use this point here, and this point way out here. You can use any 2 points you want. You'll always get the same number. But we want to figure out the rise and the run. So rise is how far up it goes to get to these points, and run is how far over. So my rise is pretty easy. To get to this point here, from this point here, I want to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4 is my rise. To get to run, I need to go over 1, 2, trying to line up on the bottom here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need to go 10 over. 10 is going to be my run because I go 10 spaces over. After that, I know slope is going to be my rise divided by my run. In this case, that is 4 over 10. And when I do that, that's going to be 2 over 5 is my slope, which I think is pretty easy to figure out. If you want to find slope from 2 different points, we're going to have to do it a little bit differently. So I want to show you all how to do that too, just to make sure. So if we have 2 points, given 2 points, we still want to find rise over run. So we know that rise here is going to be the difference in y. So that's my change in y. That's how far up it goes. And my run here is going to be my change in x. So what I can do, change is going to be a difference. Difference means I'm subtracting. So if I have 2 points, and I'm going to call these points x1, x2, x1, y1, is what I'm going to call point 1, because I'm very, very creative. And I'm also going to have x2, y2, again, because I'm very creative, it's going to be point 2. And all I got to do to find the slope is I'm going to have to subtract my x's, so that'll be y1 minus y2, because that's my rise. And then I'm going to have to subtract my x's, which is x1 minus x2, because that's going to be my run. And that right there is going to be my slope. That's my formula for slope. So if I want to, I can then take 2 points. Let's say I have the points 1, 4, and 3, 9. I can take these, and I can actually find the slope with them. So I start off by doing y1 minus y2, which can be 4 minus 9. x1 minus x2 would be 1 minus 3. After I do that, 4 minus 9 is negative 5. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. I can simplify that and it becomes 5 over 2. So my slope here would be 5 halves. Just like that, we're done. I hope this wasn't too long a video. Please make sure you do the lesson practice, and I will see y'all in class tomorrow. Toodaloo.